Steve, we haven't talked to you since the intentional walk rule change. What were your thoughts about instead of just lobbing 4 pitches over home plate, just a little bit of a signal, sending them to first?
Yeah, I like it. I mean, it's been that way in youth baseball for a long time. In high school baseball, you just move the guy down to first base. But every once in a while, you'll see a pitcher who can sail it. There are some of those guys that just don't have that touch and feel. For that one crazy moment that can happen, I'm willing to trade that off to speed the game up and just send a guy down there. Right now, what a manager does, he'll let the pitcher in the game intentionally walk a hitter. Then he goes out to the mound. He'll signal to the bullpen to bring somebody in, and you see the play there. Like, that can happen. But look, we have to make choices. If the pace of game is that important, and it seems like it certainly is to the commissioner, then we need to at some point have a level of acceptance that something's going to change. So what are the ones that are going to least hurt in the process? And to me, this is certainly one of those.
Yeah, and we're talking to a guy who, Steve, you want to, I mean, your idea originally was to maybe start with a 1-1 count, right? Every batter, something along those lines. So we know that you're innovative in those thoughts, at least trying to speed up the game.
Yeah, I looked at it and said, listen, if you want to be dramatic about it, 40% of major league at bats get to a 1-1 count. 40% already get there. So if we were to go 3 balls and 2 strikes, 3 balls walks, 2 strikes, a strikeout, and the number of at bats that once it gets to the 2-pitch moment of the thing, turn into walks and strikeouts wouldn't change, then you'd get action happening much more quickly on the field. Right now, it's 3 minutes and I think 25 seconds between action on the field. It used to be just over a minute. It's far too long right now. And so I understand it. And look, some people say shorten the game, make it 7 innings. I don't know that changes the pace of play. It just makes the game shorter. What you want when you're there is action happening more rapidly. The other impact of my idea is that it would save pitchers' arms. How many fewer pitches would guys throw if they're going 3 balls and 2 strikes? And if you started it from Little League on up, think about the thousands of pitches less that guys would throw. We'd have much fewer arm injuries as well.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, Steve, as traditionalist as I am, or traditional as I am, I love your idea because it's not necessarily changing the game. It's adding more excitement to the same game that we love and know. Starting at the 1-1 count really doesn't do much to the game. I love the idea of that. I wish they would consider that and at least try it out and maybe go with it eventually.
Well, here's the thing. It's you and me on the island. Everybody else can come visit, but I don't suspect that Rob Manfred's buying in on that one. But at some point, the players need to accept there are going to be changes. They can either be part of the process and say, listen, we like this, we don't like that, we'll tweak this, we won't tweak that. Just digging your heels in and say, no, we don't want changes. The commissioner has unilateral right in 2018 to make changes. He's going to make the changes with or without the players' participation. They're going to be much better served to be part of the process and take ownership in it. And I think it would serve everybody if they get in on it. I get not wanting to rush into it, but at some point, you've got to get in and make a deal.